Halloween's just a great holiday. My name is Sam DuBois. I'm 15 years old. I always liked making people happy and making people laugh.
My name's Holly DuBois, and I'm Sam's mother. Sam came to me and said, "Mom, could I have the motor out of the Christmas reindeer?" And he told me he was going to get a bag of bones to make this standing figure stirring a cauldron for Halloween.
I just started playing around with a hammer and some nails and building stuff in my driveway. It took me a little while to realize that I could do what they did. There's nothing like limiting that. I don't know how, but at some point we ended up on the front page of the local paper.
Since Sam was 13, he's been building the Albany haunt. First 2 years it was in the driveway, and this past year it was in the backyard.
Sam spends about 1 month each year constructing the haunt, both after school and on the weekends.
Well, I'd done a lot of stuff to help the food bank in the past, and I'd always liked charity. I hadn't really thought that Halloween could really be related, but I saw somebody online who was doing that. And that's really when I realized, hey, I should do a haunted house, and it could be for the food bank.
So a couple of years ago, we just got a call that there was this boy in Albany who had a haunted house. And as part of his haunted house for Halloween, he wanted to collect food. So over the 3 years that Sam's been using the Albany haunt to raise food and funds for us, he's raised the equivalent of about 6,000 meals.
Unfortunately for Sam, not all of the community supports the haunt. His neighbors, the Kratkins, believe it is too noisy, causes excessive traffic, and scares their 5-year-old son. For these reasons, they have tried to shut down the haunt by appealing Sam's permits to operate in Albany City Court. The Kratkin family declined to be interviewed after receiving arson threats from haunt supporters. However, we were able to use videos from interviews they had previously given to news outlets.
We just don't think that this is the appropriate area to be doing this.
I also saw a bloody head and a bloody body with no head.
This case examines the role of individualism while narrowing in on an individual's right to privacy.
We'd be working on like various projects, and then all of a sudden one of them would come out and alert us, hey, we need to stop working on it. We were entirely within our legal right originally.
According to Oliver Wendell Holmes Jr., the right to swing my fist ends where the other man's nose begins. This means that individual rights are only limited if one person's actions harm another. Another perspective to consider in this case is that the Kratkins' dislike for the haunt is an expression of their own individual perspectives.
They are, I think, a lot more about controlling our expression. Honestly, Mr. Kratkin's interactions with me have all felt like they're very focused on control.
We interviewed a lawyer, Jacques Floum, to speak on Sam's behalf.
People as individuals need to be able to choose their own path and have their own rights protected in the things that they want to do. And so privacy is a fundamental right that we all have as individuals.
We also interviewed a privacy lawyer, Winslow Taub, to speak on the Kratkins' behalf.
Privacy very broadly in the sense of an individual's freedom to do what he or she wants without interference from others.
They believe that I've obstructed their enjoyment of their house, and I'm not gonna say that I haven't done stuff that they would somewhat notice.
An important case that everyone knows about is Roe v. Wade, it's a case about the right to be free from government regulation, but if you read the decision, it's phrased in terms of privacy and an individual's right to take action independent from government interference. So this is a little bit more like that.
Privacy rights in America have developed significantly over time. Americans have a long history of complaining about their neighbors, regarding issues from Christmas lights to construction noise, but these issues rarely result in a court case. The Supreme Court tersely defined privacy in the case of Olmstead versus the U.S. simply as the right to be let alone. This dictates that the government cannot invade an individual's polis sphere of privacy. In this case, the government is interpreted as another individual. Other neighbors dislike the haunt as well, though most are less vocal than the Kratkins.
Pull the joy out of Halloween for children. It's supposed to be for children, little children,
I don't think that there being a small structure near your house is considered invading privacy. I don't think that occasionally having a little bit of noise produced by an event is an invasion of privacy, so I guess the answer is no. I don't think it harms anybody. I would say that it affects people, but not significantly negatively.
It became a like a community neighborhood event. This entire project is really born out of the values of, you know, connecting with your neighbors and your community, and it's been super disappointing that one of the outcomes has been actually, you know, alienation with, you know, our next door neighbors.
It's a universal thing. It's people in our community. It's local. I thought it was a good way to give back.
It will be challenging for Sam to obtain the necessary permits to operate out of his yard in the future because the haunt has grown too big.
I'm kind of an optimist, you know. Eventually, you know, I'd love to have this attraction get bigger and do bigger things. And of course, I would always, well, not of course, but I would eventually love to have my own theme park. So I've been already drawing up little plans of what it would be like if I could continue to do it. And I've also been doing a lot of research, as I have in the past, into other locations at which I could do the event.
But for now, the future of the haunt lies in the hands of the Albany City government.
I definitely want to continue in whatever way I can continue, in whatever way is best for myself and for others.